Hello and welcome to the sixth edition of the KSPNtv Sports Center. My name is Liborio and I am the host for today. And I'm joined in the studio by Rico Arce. Rico, how are you doing today?
And I'm doing great. What's up, y'all? Let's get it.
Yep. So he's actually a former graduate of Pacifica High School and held at last Friday's results and the standings for football here in the Channel League. And then I will cover the Citrus Coast League football results from last Friday, the standings. So we have expanded to showing you guys the standings for the Canyon and Marmonte League as well, which are covering the high schools in Semi Valley as well as the Conejo Valley. We have started with high school sports. This is content we are sure you and other community members are interested in. Our goal is to expand into all Ventura County schools. All in all, we are getting ready to expand our coverage in winter sports to both girls and boys basketball and soccer. That is coming up pretty soon. We also want to thank our sponsor, Pizza Man Dan's, for his continued support. So let's get started here. Rico, take it away.
Got y'all. What's up, y'all? Playoffs. Playoffs is almost here. Let's get it. Last week was like the last week of just regular season games. So let's take a look and just see what happened. What are the results? Like everything else like that. So you guys can see. I love to see it. Pacifica was at Oxnard for the rivalry game. I didn't end up going. It was sold out. It was booked out. And as it should be. It was like the biggest game, like the whole, like it was perfect, happy ending. Pacifica beat Oxnard 42-14. Rio Mesa was at Dos Pueblos. They took a dub 48-6. Bueno was at Santa Barbara. They took a L 43-0. They got skunked by Santa Barbara. Santa Marcos was at CI and San Marcos skunked CI 45-0. So that's what happened. Let's take a look at the standings, but I feel like we already know. Pacifica out on top. We love to see that. They're 8-0. That is crazy. And they're going into playoffs stronger, better than ever. So Santa Barbara's right behind them, 7-1. Their one is from Pacifica, so that's pretty good. Ventura 6-2. Rio Mesa 5-3. Buena 4-4. Oxnard 3-5. San Marcos 2-6. Dos Pueblos 1-7. And Channel Islands 0-8. So that's the Channel League. Let's see. So passing it to Liborio, take over the Citrus Coast League.
Yeah, so here we go now with the Citrus Coast League results here, in which we had Wainimi against Fillmore, and Fillmore actually won that game 35-28. Then Nordoff against Carpinteria, Nordoff won 28-24, and Santa Paula actually had their bye. Let's see how this affected the standings here, in which Fillmore stays in first place with a 4-0 record. Santa Paula was able to make it to second place with a 2-2 record, tied with Nordoff with a 2-2 record. Wainimi is 2-3, and Carpinteria is 0-4. So yeah, now let's go into the upcoming schedule that I get that it's going to be. No, sorry about that. We're actually going in between to the Canyon League, in which we have Newberry Park with a 5-1 record. Moore Park also with a 5-1 record, but they're actually 9-1 overall. And we got Thousand Oaks also with a 5-1 record. Then Agora with a 3-3 record, Camarillo and 2-4. Oak Park 1-5, and Royale finished the season 0-6 and 0-10 overall. Now let's go into the Marmonte League, in which we see Oaks Christian undefeated in league with a 5-0 record, 8-2 overall. We got St. Bonaventure in second with a 4-1 record. Bishop Diego 3-2, have a positive record in league but a negative record overall. Then we got Semi Valley 2-3, and then Westlake with 1-4, and Calabasas finishes in last place with an 0-5 record, losing their last 5. So let's start off by talking about your team, Rico. I'm not sure about the history of it. Has they ever been undefeated, have an undefeated season like they had it being here?
I don't think undefeated. I remember going into 2019, my freshman year. They lost only one game, and it was against Oxnard. It's a crazy rivalry. I think that was Oxnard's like on like one of their only wins. So I mean, it's crazy. They're undefeated going into playoffs. That's pretty crazy. I know they're gonna go far in the playoffs. So let's see. We're gonna take a look later at who the playoff standings and like who they're gonna play and stuff like that. So, but how do you feel about Santa Paula being tied for second? And is Fillmore always like a top like leader there or no?
Well, when I was there, and it's not to be biased, it's just the way it is. Santa Paula was always on top of Fillmore. It was always a close game when they played, but I always remember Santa Paula being in first place and having a really good team in which we saw the first weeks as every time we covered it, Santa Paula were winning their non-league games, and they got into the league. They lost two straight, which I believe is what affected them. They won their last two, which I think gives them now the spot to play in the playoffs, which is really important. So, um, it hasn't been the best season overall because obviously you want to win a lot more overall. But they're happy to at least get to 500 and having an even record.
Yup.
Yeah. So well, I
Let's take a
believe
look at
that
the
this
playoffs. See
is
the
yeah,
playoffs.
we're gonna look at the playoffs. Yeah. Rico, you want to talk about these?
I want to talk about it. So Chaparro is going to be at Oaks Christians. Calhoun is going to be at Pacifica. So that's crazy. Pacifica's hosting the first playoff game. St. Bonaventure's at Etiwanda. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Santa Barbara's at St. Paul. Ventura's at Newberry. And Madre is at Thousand Oaks. Simi Valley's at Rancho Verde. And then Cypress is at Rio Mesa. So Rio Mesa's in there too. Ventura, Don Lugo. Cerritos is at Fillmore. And then Don Lugo is at Santa Paula. So Santa Paula is right there at the bottom next to Fillmore. And then Pacifica's like right at top. So let's see what happens. This is gonna be a great playoffs.
Well, explain the
That's
different
impressive. I
divisions.
mean,
Yeah, so the divisions you can see Pacifica's like right at the top because they're just 8-0, 10-0 overall. So they're like right at the top, right behind Oaks Christians, which is a private school. So Pacifica, a public school, competing with a private school. That's crazy. And then Santa Barbara's like right under them. So is St. Bonaventure. Pacifica beat both of those teams, so that's why they're like under them. And Pacifica's on top of them. Ventura's right below them with Newberry Park and Thousand Oaks in the 5th division. And then in the 6th division, Simi Valley and then Rio Mesa. And then in the 12th division is Fillmore and Santa Paula. So let's just see if all these teams could come out on top. So looking like, let's go. Let's get it.
yeah, obviously we are rooting for all the Ventura County teams, all the teams that we want to win. So we bring these up next week. So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We will be bringing in, no matter what happens with our Ventura County teams, we will be talking about what happened. So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. My name is Liborio. We had Rico Arce, and we are out.